This right after I bring up the shorts feeds real quick. And we are popping back to business as usual. You know how we do. You know what I'm saying? Watching these videos together. Hit that like button.
This woman who's successful, making a lot of money, who has to be out there.
Take a look at this.
A powerhouse woman who's successful, making a lot of money, who has to be out there and be a dog to get it.
Man?
There does need to be a
on?
hybridness.
Salute
There does need to be
your
a hybridness.
tribe.
You do need to learn how to be alpha submissive. Alpha in the streets, in the boardroom, and do your thing, and submissive when you come home. Whether the man is paying bills or not, you chose this man. And you should be only choosing a man that you can allow the space to be a man, that you can respect as a man. And if you can't respect him, allow that space, and you shouldn't have chose him. You know, so you got to learn the hybridness, right, of being alpha submissive. And the other piece that Trill said that is so pivotal when it comes to understanding a man, difference between a man controlling and leading, is for folks who have had a father in the home. I've had a father in my house, and he was the alpha of the house. He was the provider, the provision, and he was daddy of that house. And because he ran the house like a man should, and everything was in order and everything was taken care of, when a man, and I'm an alpha woman, I'm hybrid, I'm alpha submissive, when a man tells me or guides me on something, I take it as he's my man. I take it as this man is covering me. This man is provisioning me. He is providing for me. I don't take it as he's controlling me. But in my field of 17 years, when I've had women that come and they are fatherless little girls, they do deem it as controlling. They do want to be independent in an interdependent relationship. There's nothing independent about a relationship. There's nothing independent about marriage. Marriage is interdependent. If you don't let a man be a man and lead, then you would end up upset because your alpha will have to stay inflamed, and you never get the chance to recharge, relax, and be a woman. And that is sad for a lot of relationships.
Clap it up.
A powerhouse.
Now, seem like the tune is changing a little bit with these women. They're coming up with new terms to understand. When you get home, you take all that alpha bullshit off. You take those shoes off and socks off, and you get your ass in that kitchen, turn on some music, and get to work. Or otherwise, get to stepping. I ain't got no other use for it. Get to stepping, like Martin would say. Let's keep it going.
Take a look at this.
A lot of women think just because I take care of the family and I give birth to the children, then I'm providing so much to the table. No, he can do it with any woman. What's the value you're bringing to this man's table other than you giving birth and you handling the household? You have to have certain characteristics of value. You can't just be eating off a table full of food. You gotta add to the table. Do you bring him spiritual awakening? Do you bring him peace? Do you bring him love? Do you bring him nurturing? Do you calm him? So there's a lot of characteristics that a woman should have in order for her to obtain an alpha male. It's not just a one-way thing where a man has to be alpha and she's on the loose.
Take a look at this.
They want these. Listen, man, when they say alpha, they mean everything alpha adjacent. Okay? They don't want to say sigma because a lot of women don't want me to think that they're watching me when I know you're watching me. If you were worried about getting alpha, you'd been talking about alphas for many, many a months. There's a whole different type of leader out there, and they're going to say everything but sigma, but it doesn't matter. It won't get recognized. See, when you keep saying, for you females out there, when y'all keep saying alpha because you don't want to say sigma, alpha dudes think you're talking about them. And alpha dudes don't care nothing about your feelings and all this other stuff you're talking about. They're just going to conquer. So you better start making sure that you let it be known what type of leader that you're really being specific. I've seen some women say sigma. I've seen some Filipino women say sigma. You know, they got the balls enough to say it. Not balls, but they got clit enough to say it. But a lot of women, they just don't want to say it. Say it. You know you want to. Say it. We're not going to respect anything else. Any other name you come, we're not going to respect it. Sigma or no go.
Jerking off and sleep? Jerking off is very rarely the best move on the board. It's very rare that you look at the chessboard and go, the best thing I can do right now is jerk off. That's all you fuckers seem to do for some reason. You wonder why you don't get anywhere. Think about it. The world is about winners and losers, and everyone is competing against each other. You are competing against me. I'm competing against you. You're competing against your friends.
Absolutely.
And you're competing against your enemies. You want $1, so does everyone else. You want that hot girl, so does everyone else. You want that house, so does everyone else. What's amazing is the things you want, the main reason you want them is because other people want them. So you can show off that you have it and they don't. It is competition.
I completely think that you are right because it's all about competition. Everybody wants to compete against one another. And it is who's got the bigger house, who's got the nicer car, who's got the prettier wife. What matters is what's inside you, what fills you, what drives you, and how many people's lives that you can brighten up and change.
Jerking off and sleep, jerking off.
Absolutely. You guys got to stop beating your meat, man, and do something else with yourself.
And why did y'all think y'all ate when y'all said, I bet she got 2 baby dads? Because I do. I have 2 baby dads. I have 2 degrees. And a BMW parked outside, since we just stating facts.
So you got 2 degrees but wasn't smart enough to not get a BMW? Girl, the maintenance on that thing is ridiculous. Everybody I know with a BMW is an asshole. You know why? Because they got to deal with the fact that they have to pay for maintenance on their vehicle.
That's what she got out of it. What men got out of it was 2 kids, and then she's trying to, you know, boost her resume by talking about this debt. Because everybody that's had a Mercedes or BMW know, especially in BMWs, I think they start leaking or something like that easily. You know, like you're working on that kind of stuff all the time. But even with a Mercedes, a maintenance, man, you're trying to show off. You don't even have money like that, man. Like, whatever. You know, it's not even worth it, man. It's not even worth it. You out here trying to show off for people that do or don't have it like you. And then the people that do have money, they don't care. They don't care. You just know you're a loser because you're a 2-time baby mama. And you got 2 deadbeat baby daddies. Still a loser.
Ask you a serious question.
So women say they want that, and they think that they truly mean it when they say they want that. But in couples therapy, I'll see something like a woman will come in and, you know, she'll say that exact thing to her partner. You know, I really want you to open up. I feel like we're not connecting. I want you to be more vulnerable with me. I want you to tell me what's going on inside. And if he does, and let's say he starts crying, tears up, or really starts crying, she inevitably will have this reaction of, I don't feel safe when he doesn't open up to me because I don't feel connected to him, but I don't feel safe when he's that vulnerable with me either, because there's something, just some cultural programming in her around what it's like to be with a man who's crying or a man who is vulnerable. So women...
I'm telling you, man, I don't care what this BS they're saying online. Watch what women do. They don't want you crying around them. Can't cry. You can't, you know, let a tear ride even halfway down your cheek. You can't even let your eyes tear up. My mom passed away. Man, I was trying to grieve my mom, and I didn't even get like a full cry. And I mean, I was just tearing up. And my ex like looked over her shoulder like real slow. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I thinking? Yeah, supposed to be crying somewhere in the dark, or, you know, hanging out with my homeboys and crying. What am I? You can't never show any vulnerability in front of these modern women, man. I wish you would. Man, I don't give a shit if you break your leg, man. You better tie something around that shit, suck it up, and keep it. They don't care, man. You are a utility to them. You know, any kind of, you know, they be trying to treat us like we're some type of vehicle. You know, any kind of way you break down, time trade it in. You know what I'm saying? Time trade it in. You know, they ain't gonna try to patch up nothing, man. I'm trying to tell you, man.
If I ask you to name men of history who have done things against their own personal situation, for their own personal detriment, for the good of a larger society, like the men who stayed on the Titanic, or the men who explored Antarctica and froze to death, or the men who went and died in wars, they didn't want to. It wasn't about them. It was about something larger than themselves. We can sit here and give off 1,000 examples of how many times men have taken personal damage to do the right thing for society.
Also women.
Also women. Name some. Name some.
Yeah. You see how this guy tried to slide that in there at the end? Also women. Name some. Name some. We'll wait. Ain't sacrificing nothing for nobody else. Ain't no woman sacrificing herself for you. Won't even think about it. Won't even think about it.
Look, I'm not saying I slightly miss the days where men would shout compliments at women, but a man just roll down his window and shouted, "What a beautiful dog," to the fluffy dog that
Shout
was
out to
next to
that
me.
guy.
And I felt jealous. Look, I'm not saying
They complained when we were catcalling them, and now they complain when we don't. Everything stays the same, man. It's never good enough. Absolutely. You can cry if you want to, but it will be over. It will be over. You know, anything where you show weakness, you know what I mean? If you lock yourself down with her and stop cheating, it is over. If you ain't got a couple chicks in your phone that she can stumble across, it's over. You know, pretty much any kind of way of you showing her that you have deep interest in her will lead to the inevitable end of the relationship. Trust me, was a great husband, and as much cheating as I could have done, because it's always been offered to me right in front of her sometimes, I didn't do nothing. But her insecurities led her to cheat anyway. So if you're gonna, moral of the story, if you're gonna get cheated on by a flat ass chick, you might as well get yours in. Shit, you think that you get a woman like, well, you know, she got a small butt, she got a flat ass. Ain't nobody, she's still gonna get that flat ass smashed in, man. I'm telling you. You think cause, you know, she ain't got big boobs or her butt's flat or maybe she has hip dips. I'm not saying this is my ex or whatever, except the flat ass part. But, you know what I'm saying? You think that she's still not, nah, she gonna go get it in because she is insecure. She thinks that you're cheating no matter what. You know, you're gonna get accused of it, and then when your breakup happens, she's gonna be like, oh, he cheated all the time, and blah, blah, blah. I didn't cheat on you. What? And then end up getting pregnant before you end up, you know what I'm saying, completely breaking up. These people are crazy. These women, man, you can't believe them, you can't trust them, you can't listen to them. Next.
Girls say it's insecurity, and they're the same ones that will post a picture of a see-through dress and be like, oh, if you don't let me go out like this, you're just insecure. Your dress is see-through. Niggas is staring at your titties and ass. How am I insecure for not wanting you to go out looking like that? Facts. You out here looking like a whole girl say it's insecurity, and
That's why we tell y'all young bucks don't listen to what they say, because what women have done, and that's why I keep telling y'all younger guys might as well mess with older women, because the younger ones get miles on them too. And the older ones will like you more because, hey, look, they're looking for that, trying to have that old thing back. You know, and these young ones, they have not gone through nothing, and they're just saying stuff to get y'all to be submissive. They'll say, oh, you're insecure because you won't let me walk around in the nude. I don't care what you describe it. My generation will call it me checking you like a man's supposed to, but you're allowed to think and perceive it however you want to. You got to have better words than these fools. See, your generation of women get online and they just collect information. Well, all of the Zennials do it, period. All of y'all get online and just collect it. Some of y'all do it the right way, but a lot of y'all are just learning life through the internet. And if you ain't got a good compass, then you got women out here just collecting, all the young ones collecting everything from the generations before that's negative, and then they're regurgitating it, and it's like, you ain't never been through nothing. You've had a cell phone in your hand as far back as you can remember. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? But it's just them regurgitating shit. They ain't got nothing going. I'm telling you, young bucks, your generation of women ain't got shit going for them. Ain't got shit going for them. That's why us older heads are going overseas. We done looked at the market like, hell nah, they worse than the, at least the older ones got a little bit to talk about. You know, they were latch, you know, key kids and all that stuff. These ain't got nothing. They're just spoiled females, man, that just regurgitate things that they've heard online, and they're really good at going online and getting dumber and dumber and dumber. Just sitting online, just taking in all this negative, you know, ways of speaking and dialect, and then getting it and throwing it back at you. Oh, you're insecure. That's why you got to have an older buck around like, what? Did you, what? Wait, what? You're insecure because you won't let me walk around with a see-through dress on. Why are you dating me? Why are you dating me if you want to walk around in the nude? Why not just be single and walk around in the nude? No, well, you're just insecure. What other man is going to accept it? I'll wait. You ain't got nobody else. You're trying to get my dumb ass to do it. Why don't you just be single? I'm not going to... Listen, don't fall in the trap of this reverse psychology because they don't have anything to back it up. You start asking questions about 2 layers deep, it's going to all fall apart. They're just going off what they heard online to justify their horrible life decisions and make it seem like it sounds good. And since y'all aren't thinking, I'm not saying all of y'all, some of y'all don't be thinking, you be like, oh, well, I don't want to seem insecure. You know, when have you ever, listen, our generation does not care what these women think. We do not care what they think. We don't care what, let them say it. Let them call you insecure. Let them say you got little D energy. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? She can say whatever she wants to that's not in your face. Get away from her. There's a generation of this lost females, dude. I see it online all the time. They just be taking on the plight of the generations before them, and they have not done nothing or gone through anything. And they're like, well, you don't understand our generation. You're not trying to, you're not trying to work. No, you don't want to work. You don't want to do nothing. And you think you're good with words. The problem is dudes ain't listening to y'all. So now you done all that verbiage crap. Done learned all that crap. And now we done taught the young bucks, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. So now you get the running that mother, you know what mouth, and they're not listening to you anyway. They're watching how you move. They're watching how you dress. They're watching how you talk. Not the word you're saying, but how you're talking, the words you choose to say. You know, you trying to mentally manipulate a man when it ain't even called for. It ain't even that serious. They're watching all this stuff. So now you younger females who done slutted yourself out, you know what I'm saying? Do I smell a whore? Y'all ain't got no excuse for it. You ain't got no excuse for it. You have none. Yeah, you grew up in a single mother home. Most of everybody else did too. Boo hoo. It ain't working no more. So y'all younger ones just washed up. Don't really, you're more soulless than the older ones. And the older ones have a little bit of reason for their plight. You just took it on for a disguise so you could slut it out. Ain't nobody falling for that shit. Not even your generation of men.
Rather be in jail than work in Starbucks because
Airbnb owners out there, be weary because people like Lily Phillips are running trains through y'all cribs. They didn't find out until after the fact. Lily was a great guest.
Absolutely.
Left everything spotless, clean. Spotless and clean, all right. 100 dudes fucked on that bed right then and there. She was just laying in, out, in, out, in, out. And as an Airbnb owner, how do you recover from this? Because you either have to lean into the...
And this Lily chick is a full-out P-star. She's not some regular chick. Like, she's a full-out P-star. Why are we even talking about this woman? This is what she does. She's done been with hundreds of thousands of men. She's a full-out... When I found out she was a full-out... Like, some of these women are on OF and, not saying that that's not kind of sort of it, but they're like, that's like amateur in a way until they become huge. This chick's a full-out P-star. You know what I mean? Like, dude, nah. Like, I don't even understand why we're even talking about her. She's doing whatever it takes to get her clout, her name up, to get more views on her corn. What's up? What's going on? What's going on? What's crashing here? Oh, whatever. Going live again. All right. And we're back up on the shorts feed. You can't stop this.
The horniness and be like, hey, come stay where 100 dudes ran a train. Or you have to try to dispel, change everything. The bed, the sheets, the wall.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to give her no more clout.
they don't have to like you. You can't squeeze someone liking you. You can't grab space-time from the universe and force everybody to like you. But you can force everybody to respect you, whether they want to or not. Absolutely. All of my haters respect me. They sit there, this guy's so bad, so bad, so bad. But they can't say I'm unsuccessful. They can't say I'm not intelligent. They can't say I'm not rich. I'm still worthy of all their time and attention. They've dedicated their lives to me, so I've forced them to respect me. They don't have to like you.
And there it is, man. That is the truth.
I'm just a single mom of 4. None of my children's fathers, I wasn't with them, besides this one.
Because the truth is,
fasting, you don't lose weight, you lose impurities. Everybody that hear us talking now, tonight when they go to sleep, will go on a fast. Once you go to sleep, the body goes on a fast. When you wake up, eat your first meal, we call it breakfast, it's breaking the fast.
You can't tell people that they should just start fasting.
Well, you know what, when you tell people that, you say, why don't you go home and fast? And they'll go home and say, I heard Dick Gregory, I want to fast. They say, well, did you check with a doctor? You don't check with a doctor when you do coke. You don't check with a doctor when you do alcohol. And all the things that I ever did to corrupt my body, I never checked with nobody. Someone asked me the other day, some news station said, you know, you've been fasting for 30-some years. What does your doctor think? My doctor been dead 27 years. Fasting, you don't lose weight.
That man is always funny. A lot in his message. Like he said, man, it's more of a spiritual thing. You know, it's a detox for the soul. So when you're fasting, man, you know, it's more than just you letting your body empty out whatever it has in it and your cells, you know, regenerating themselves or whatnot. It's a spiritual cleanse that keeps your soul lifted, you know what I mean? Because it's discipline. It is hard to fast, but you're depriving the flesh of what it feels like it needs, and you give it not what it wants, what it feels like it wants, and you're giving it what it needs. It's very vital and important in your healing process and your growth. I just wanted to slide that in there real quick. I think that's about that last clip. I might have one more.
All those beautiful women.
I told the man I liked flowers, and this is how he came. Harmless, right? A woman simply says she likes flowers, and a man who's interested in her and is pursuing her gets her a big bouquet.
Absolutely.
There's nothing to hate on, right? Raggedy men always find a way.
Actually, the post in question was about princess treatment. I know you didn't mention that, dating coach, but yeah.
And the guy who will win your heart won't spend a penny. How do you know that?
Yeah, he would know because he's a guy and he's dated girls. Logic. He knows that doing these things aren't necessarily going to give a man what he wants. That's why he's talking about it like that.
I'm not spending no $450 on flowers.
Yeah, men have to spend money to get these things. You guys don't use...
Man, I gotta wrap this up.
Now Elon talk.
Back then, women wanted strong men, men with potential. I don't even think today recognize what potential is in a man. Back then, women looked for potential in a man. Like, I could build a family with this man. I could build a house with this man. Back then, women wanted strong men, men with potential.
And if you say anything to them nowadays, they're going to say, they needed y'all back then. They didn't have money. They were less depressed, less on these antidepressant pharmaceuticals. You know, they weren't using the internet as therapy to bash men that you don't know, to make you feel better as a proxy for the men that you chose that did you wrong, and your father running out from your crazy ass mom. Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't even think.
Do not be out here stressing over someone who does not even show you appreciation. You don't feel loved, valued, desired, uplifted, supported. You can't remember the last time that you got a back rub without asking. And you can't be way up here vibrating as a king and have a low vibrational woman. It doesn't work like that. You're going to get drained completely. You need a woman who's going to pour into you the same way you're pouring into her. You need a woman who's going to motivate you to continue doing for her, because y'all do for us anyway. Every day y'all wake up with us in mind. It should never be like pulling teeth to feel appreciated, to feel wanted. You sexy too now. You need to be reminded of that. Do not be out here stressing over someone who does not even show you appreciation.
Absolutely.
He's clearly our elderly people being big. They're real.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's it.
Even caught me with your own two eyes eating dick up in a parking lot in front of the crib.
What? All right, that's enough.
Being big.
It's the fell off the deep end.
Do not be out here stressing over someone who does not even...
Yeah, those video clips went off the deep end, man. Wow, what that crazy ass woman was talking about. She said she was out there eating dick. You know what I'm saying? Getting her vitamin D for the day. You know what I mean? Hey, appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe. Join the tribe. That's all the comments. And, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that notification bell, man. You know, don't miss out. Going live more often. You know what I mean? My son still got appointments or whatever. So I forgot about the one yesterday. But we're back on schedule today. We'll be going live outside or whatever later on in the afternoon. Maybe, what time is it? It's not even 10. I'm ahead of schedule. Man, I am knocking this out. Yeah, I'm going to go live outside. Why not? Why not? I'm ahead of schedule. Look, man, don't take it easy on yourself. You got to be operating outside your comfort zones. If you can do it, go get it done. I'm going to go outside and go live. I don't have to do it. I done dropped plenty of videos already. I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to do it. Keep pushing yourself, man. The more you push yourself, and doing more and more every day, that stacks. Y'all are seeing the results of the stacking. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at it. I'm looking better than ever. You know what I mean? These hoodies have gotten a little bit too big on me, man. I'm too ripped. I done gotten too ripped for a medium, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, dude, look. All I can say is progress forward, put yourself first. As a man, loving yourself will always put you in a place where you can't be taken advantage of like that. You will, as a man, you already see things. You just ignore them. Whenever you love yourself, you ain't ignoring nothing. You know, none of these women are that important. That God put twice as many of them as there is us. Are you crazy? Why are you thinking in this lack mindset? Abundance. If these women over here don't want to act right, all well, too bad for them. There's plenty of women over there. They got the same coochie as the women over here. Probably a better pH balance and less bodies. You do better economically, you know what I'm saying, over there. Cost of living is cheaper. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're settling for scraps when you can live like a king. Man, whatever. If you got a peasant mindset, do what you got to do. But to the kings out here, man, we're going to travel. You know, we're going to soil our royal oats. You understand what I'm saying? Coming to America. That's how we're going to do it. Anyway, y'all, love and light. I'm about to get up out of here. See if we got any other comments. Absolutely. Spiritual cleanse. You guys, again, hit that like button. Your brother, and I'm out.
In this game,